Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela and today I'm going to be doing a extreme clean with me. This is my house the day after Christmas and it was absolutely completely destroyed. I've never seen my home this bad before, at least not in a very long time, and it was just incredible how much stuff was all over my floor. I didn't end up cleaning on Christmas Eve, and normally I clean the house at least once a day, if not more. And then we opened up all of our gifts in the living room, and then we ended up going out of town, so I never cleaned up Christmas night either. So it was just a complete disaster. There's pieces of packaging from all the presents everywhere. And then my kitchen ended up not getting cleaned on Christmas night either, because by the time we got home, I was just so exhausted. I didn't want to do absolutely anything. So I let myself have a break, but in return, the day after, it was just a complete mess. But luckily, I had my husband home the day after Christmas, and so he was able to help watch the kids, and it made it a lot easier to tackle what I needed to do. Now, this video took a total of about like 4 hours that I had filmed, and I cut it down into 40 minutes by editing and just speeding it up. So I hope you guys enjoy. Go ahead and clean with me if you also have a huge mess in your home right now. It can be hard to keep your home clean, especially with children, but I really wanted to make sure that I started off the new year with a clean home because it is a tradition of mine, and I think it really sets up the future of the next year to just be more relaxed when it comes to how dirty my home gets. And hopefully this is a precursor to the next year and I'll be able to keep a tidy home. So the first thing that I did in the living room was just try to get some of the smaller items together that I had seen, like the Barbie stuff and just a few random things that I thought might get kind of lost if I just swept it into a pile. Might end up swept up with trash because there were so many Barbie pieces. So I kind of started putting it all inside of her container and kind of made my way into the middle of the living room to get everything put together. And then eventually I decided, after I got all the little pieces, to just go ahead and sweep it all to the middle so that I wasn't running around in circles the whole time. I do still have like postpartum back pains from having my baby 4 months ago. So I wanted to make it a lot easier and just kind of get everything into one central location so I wasn't running twice as much around the living room. At this point, Remy needed to eat and I wanted to put him down for a nap, so I went ahead and gave the broom over to Garrett, and he kind of put everything into a pile again, and he started putting some stuff inside of a container to try to just get it off the floor. We clean much differently than each other, and I ended up going actually to where he had swept up stuff and just dumping it out again just so that I could put the stuff away where I wanted it to be put away, because I'm so nitpicky about how the kids' toys are put away to make sure that it's easier the next time for them to take out and they don't have to dig through things to get to their toys. But in the end, I was really grateful that he did try to help. I did appreciate it. I'm way too nitpicky about things to actually let someone completely do it without me trying to take over after. Here I am with the sleepy baby in my hand and trying to take everything out of the dustpan that he just didn't see, that he thought was trash. There was a lot of little tiny Barbie pieces that honestly looked like packaged pieces to toys, but they were little tiny seashells and stuff that went to her Barbies. So I went ahead and just put those all away, and then I dumped out the container and put everything away that I knew where it was going to go.
sign. It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers, don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day. We're dreamers, don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive.
Now I do have a hernia, so I know I'm gonna get chewed out by my parents for moving the couch right here, but I promise it is super light and it just kind of slides like a stroller, so I wasn't putting much strain on my stomach at all, I promise.
About you, deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers, we live it. We're dreamers, we're doing this in our own way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, we come alive. We come alive. Oh, we come alive. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive.
At this point, I just did one last final sweep through to get all of the bigger chunks off the floor. I do have a stick vacuum that I normally like to use, but the battery is actually dead and it was charging right now. So I just swept everything up into a pile, and then I went ahead and made some mop water after this, and I used some Fabuloso, and I just went ahead and mopped the floors after.
Like so many times before, we look at the same old stars, battle the same old wars. Like so many times before, and I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay.
Right before I mopped, I decided to go ahead and clean off the desk because there was a lot of stuff that got put on it when we were opening up gifts, and the TV was just kind of dusty, and so was the front of the snake cage. So I just went ahead and wiped it all down to get all of the icky fingerprints off of everything. And then after that, I went ahead and wiped down the little easel and some of the obvious shelving areas that just kind of collected a little bit more dust.
We'll always share a bond, no matter what, 'cause you have a piece of my heart. And I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if stay till the sun goes off, yeah. For a little moment, just hold me closer, I'll be okay. We watch the sun go down over the same old town.
After I was done mopping, I felt so good looking at the floor. No, everything isn't absolutely perfect, but it is put away and out of the way, and my floor is finally clean, which is what I needed at this point. Now, I wanted to make sure that I finished doing the kitchen before it was lunchtime and before Remy woke up from his nap. So the first thing I did was I went ahead and took out the trash. Well, I took it out of the container and then I gave it to Garrett so that he could throw it away. And then I went around with a larger trash bag and I just collected all of the random stuff that needed to be thrown away. This bag was actually over the gate when I was in the living room, and I was throwing the stuff over the gate into the bag from all the packaging from the Christmas gifts. So I just wanted to keep using it and threw everything else away that needed to be in the kitchen.
What's the line? I've got him on my mind, but
Now, I don't have a dishwasher, so I wanted to make sure that I got all of the items in the dish drain area put away first so that I had space when I watched the other items.
what to do or what I should say, 'cause I've got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name. What's it like to hold his hand when he tells you that you are all he wants? And it's midnight, oh, I'm thinking about him. I have got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name. And I'm running out of time. I wish he felt the same. And I'm acting stupid like every day. Don't know what to do or what I should say, 'cause I've got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name. I wanna hold his hand, 'cause I can't stop thinking about him. And would he understand if I told him how I feel about him? I've got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name. And I'm running out of time. I wish he felt the same. And I'm acting stupid like every day. Don't know what to do or what I should say, 'cause I've got him on my mind, but he doesn't know my name. He doesn't know my name.
During the time that I was washing the dishes, because it was getting kind of close to lunch, literally Garrett went inside the kitchen maybe like 4 or 5 times just looking inside the fridge, not even grabbing anything, but just staring. And so I kept yelling at him to get out because I told him that I was going to make lunch as soon as I was finished, and I didn't want to get anything out as long as the counters were dirty because I just didn't want to make a bigger mess. dishes, the first thing that I did was wipe off the stove area. That way I could transfer everything from the counter over to it to give it a really good wipe down. I never used to have my coffee stuff in this area previously. It was actually my microwave, but I just kind of sloppily put it on the counter when we got home because my sister had gotten it for me for Christmas and I didn't really have a clean space yet to put it. But I'm really happy that I was able to get this area clean and organized after this.
I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling.
The next thing I did was I went ahead and took everything off my little windowsill area because I have so many little things that I like to have on it on display that are just cute, and some of it was just junk that had kind of gotten just put there. And so I went ahead and removed it all and wiped down the window and the windowsill just so that I could reorganize it, and it made me feel a lot better after I was done because now I don't have to stare at a mess every time I do the dishes. It has a lot cleaner feel.
I'll be your light. Carry all that you've got. Two heavy hearts is not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall, and it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. And you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light.
Afterwards, I went ahead and made my way over to the dining room table, which had just kind of things thrown all over it, like our old coffee pot and the microwave and old food and whatnot. So I went ahead and just started clearing that off before wiping it down.
Be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. I'll be your light. Your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light.
And then I went ahead and wiped down the area that I used to have my coffee maker on, and that way I could put my microwave on it and get it out of the way of the table. My floor is always covered with food no matter what time of day it is, no matter how many times I sweep, but it was especially bad this time since I didn't sweep it the day before on Christmas Eve because I just wanted to have a break for once, and I didn't want to have to ask Garrett to do it because we were just kind of spending time with each other, and we watched a movie after the kids went to bed and did all of the gifts and whatnot. So I had a very big pile of stuff that I swept up. It was really gross. And then even though we were about to eat lunch, I really wanted to just give it a quick mop over. It wasn't anything too intense, just to kind of give it a more fresh feel and get any chunks of food that were stuck to the floor when I had swept it. It felt so good to have a clean kitchen. I think I only left like maybe 3 or 4 things inside of the sink. But at that point, Remy was waking up. So I went ahead and finished in the kitchen right before I had made lunch. I went ahead and waited until the kids and Remy went to bed to do the baby area just because it was going to be a lot easier for me, and I got pretty busy after lunchtime. But I ended up just starting off by picking up some of the random things that were on the floor, and then there was a bag that my sister gave me of some more bottles and breastfeeding things, and also some clothes for Remy as well. So I went ahead and just went through that to see what kind of sizes were inside of it. Found a few random things that I could use right then, and then I went ahead and put it in storage so that we had it for the next size up. Afterwards, I went ahead and tackled this little corner that I have. I had a lot of blankets that I used to put down for Remy to lay on when he was playing, but since then he has just gotten too big, so I decided to put a larger comforter down for him to play on now. And I also had some toys that he's just not old enough yet for, but I had them out thinking that I could just have them out and then they'll be ready to use once he's ready for them, but it's just going to be too long and it's just too cluttered because he got a lot more toys for Christmas from family as well. So I went ahead and just got a bag so that I could put all of the toys that he is not able to use yet inside of storage just to get them out of the way. needed to wash the top blanket because I had recently washed the bottom one. So I took the top layer off that I had that just catches all of his spit up and stuff so that I don't have to wash the whole thing every time. It just makes it easy, kind of like a sheet on the top that I could just replace. And then I picked up the last few chunks off the floor just so that I could use my vacuum. Finally, it was charged, which thank God, because then I was able to vacuum the carpet. It had gotten quite disgusting just from Christmas and everyone walking everywhere all over it, and toys and whatnot getting open. There was little plastic pieces all over the place that I needed to get out. After finishing the baby area, I went ahead and went over to this corner that had our Christmas tree. Sorry about the horrible angle, but I really did not have another way to set up the camera for this. But kind of out of the frame a little bit is just our laundry baskets. There was one laundry basket that kind of got full of like random stuff instead of laundry. So I went ahead and put all that stuff away. It was mainly like the diaper bag, the purse, and some jackets that had gotten thrown off the kids when we had gotten home from Christmas. I made sure that everything was off of the floor and put away in this area. And then I also had a box of random stuff that I needed to have put into storage. So I had Garrett go ahead and do that for me. And then I went ahead and got some of the smaller things off the tree just to get it moved out of the way so that it was ready for me to just take it down once I was finished cleaning. So I took like the candy canes and the tree topper off of it. And I also had my stockings taken off the wall. And I made sure that the area was clear where I had like a little Santa setup going on, just so that everything was easy to box up once I was finished.
You could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed.
After picking everything up off the floor, I went ahead and vacuumed the area. That way it was ready for me to move the tree out of the way. And I'm actually going to be using this space now for Christopher's music corner, since he got an electric keyboard and a guitar and a harmonica for Christmas. I wanted to have a separate space where the other kids couldn't get to it unsupervised. That way he was able to play with it when he wanted to without it getting ruined. You guys, it felt so good to have a clean home. And then after this, I went ahead and just undecorated my home from Christmas, and it felt absolutely amazing. But anyways, that's the end of this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe and like this video.